Hello fellow Pokemon trainers, Ace Trainer Mason here. Pokemon Sword and Shield have been out for a little while now, and like every single generation, people immediately begin speculating on where the next Pokemon region is going to be. Every generation, there are small hints at potential locations to the inspiration for the next Pokemon region. In Sword and Shield, there are several things that lead us to one particular real-world location: India. The first and most obvious is an evolution line that feels vaguely out of place in a region based off the UK, and that's Cufant and Copperajah. These Steel-type elephant Pokemon are on Galar for several reasons. One of those reasons, the Pokédex entry for Copperajah states, they came from another region long ago and worked together with humans. Also, Copperajah is an elephant made out of copper. India is one of the top 20 countries in copper production. And in India, one of the largest copper mines is the Khetri Copper Belt in Rajasthan. Another reference to India and copper is in the names of these two Pokemon. Cufant is clearly in reference to the element symbol for copper, Cu, and obviously the word elephant. Copperajah is obviously named for copper as well, but the last part's a little bit tricky. The latter half of the name is probably in reference to the word Maharaja, which is the Sanskrit title for great ruler or great king. This is a title given to Indian nobility. Our next piece of evidence leading to our little theory is something a little bit more common in the Galar region: curry. Curry is everywhere in the Galar region. People in Pokemon absolutely love eating curry during their many adventures through the wild area. Curry is a very popular dish in India and eventually was brought to the UK by the East India Trading Company after their journeys to India and the Middle East. Now, curry is a very popular dish in the UK and is even celebrated every October during National Curry Week. Now, this last piece of information is not actually from the Galar region or from Pokemon Sword and Shield, but it's actually from Pokemon Sun and Moon. There is one species of Pokemon we have seen in the world that also alludes to a region based off India, and those Pokemon are Yungoos and Gumshoos. According to the Pokédex entry for Yungoos from Pokemon Sun, it did not originally live in Alola, but was imported from another region. Also, from Gumshoos' Pokédex entry from Ultra Sun, although it wasn't originally found in Alola, this Pokemon was brought over a long time ago when there was a huge Rattata outbreak. These two Pokemon were brought over from another region in order to deal with Rattata wreaking havoc on the Alolan people. Even though we saw several species of Alolan Pokemon in the Galar region, like Mareanie, Bounsweet, Mudbray, and Bewear, we do not see Yungoos or Gumshoos. In the late 1800s in the real world, Hawaii began having a serious rat problem when rats began destroying large quantities of sugarcane and other plants. In 1883, Hawaii brought in 72 Javan mongoose, which originate from India and Southeast Asia, in order to deal with the rat problem. From most accounts of this, the introduction of the wild mongoose had an adverse effect. They began rapidly breeding and preying upon other indigenous species on the islands. This leads to the idea that Yungoos and Gumshoos are based off these mongoose from India, and were brought to Alola in order to deal with the Rattata and Raticate problem. So there we have it, folks. In Sword and Shield, Cufant, Copperajah, and Curry clearly lead us to believe there's a region based off India somewhere out there in the Pokemon world, and since we do not have Yungoos or Gumshoos in the Galarian Pokédex, that this clearly is not where the Alolan people obtained these two Pokemon. So where do these four Pokemon come from? When will we see a region based off India? Hopefully soon. Who knows? On that note, I'm Ace Trainer Mason, and until next time, keep on training!